Okay, so I want to make a video, and this one's based off of reflexology. So your foot reflexology, helping yourself. Something I turned to earlier today. I thought it was really important, especially with those that suffer from diabetes or anything like that. Note that I am not a registered nurse, nor am I a doctor or have my doctorate, but this sort of information has been studied by many people. And this book was, when was it printed? 1969. Okay, so more around the 70s era. So the adrenal glands, small caps astride the kidneys, influence our entire activities, our vigor, courage, fervor, expressed in every way. They promote the inner drive to action, keenness of perception, and untiring activity. They are sometimes referred to as the fight or flight glands. Under pressure of the strong emotion, the glands release two hormones, adrenaline and noradrenaline, which have immediate and profound effect on the machinery of the body, mobilizing its resources for a state of emergency. Heartbeat is accelerated, circulation is increased, blood sugar levels rise. The adrenaline hormone stimulates fear, while the noradrenaline hormone tends to make one angry and ready to fight. It is fairly well established fact that the timid, introverted, neurotic type of the persons possess adrenal glands which are not producing a significant amount of noradrenaline and too large amount of adrenaline. It is contended that this result from insufficient support, causing degeneration of the glands, coupled partly with disturbances within the blood sugar regulating mechanism. It is now necessary to come back to the pituitary gland for help. The adrenal and its accomplish their functions in controlling as the adrenal and it is now necessary to come back to the pituitary gland for help, as the adrenal and it accomplish their functions in controlling blood sugar level in this way. When the blood sugar level starts to dip below normal limits, the pituitary gets busy and secretes what is called ACTH into the blood. This is picked up by the adrenal and stimulates the gland into secreting cortisone and cortisol into the blood. These adrenal hormones in turn cause the liver as well as the body's muscles to give up some of their stored body sugar. Through the action of pancreatic product, the glucagon or glucogen is released and changed into subtle glucose, the blood form of sugar. This process takes place until the blood sugar is up to a normal level. If the adrenal glands were permitted to lose their efficiency or become impaired in function, the body would be in for serious trouble, and probably the mind as well, since the brain must have constant supply of sugar at all times or it will become critically damaged. It must be kept in mind that the glands make this blood sugar out of the foods eaten. Commercial sugars are not referred to here, but rather use of nature's sugars, such as are found in fruits and vegetables. Here again, the medical science has many questions still unanswered in the entire physical chemical spectrum. But in treating any and all parts of the body with nature's remedies, there is no risk of repercussions of experimental backfiring. The adrenal glands appear to have considerably more need for vitamin C, B, complex group, as well as vitamin A. Reflexes to the adrenals will be the same as the kidneys, being found almost in the center of each foot, just a bit up from the waistline of the foot. So it says see chart 3. Okay, so this is chart 2, this is chart 1, there's chart 3. Okay, so there's the pancreas and the adrenal. So it's almost right dead in the center of the foot, and it's just above that. If using the reflex massager, be sure not to over massage for the first week, since they cannot be massaged without massaging the reflex to the kidneys, which can be manipulated too much at first. The pancreas is a larger gland lying on the back of the stomach and measuring some 6 to 8 inches in length. It produces pancreatic juice, which it discharges through the pancreatic duct into the duodenum, the beginning of the intestine, as it starts at the pyloric end of the stomach. Pancreatic juice is essential to the conversion of consumed starch into maltose, a type of sugar, of fats into fatty acids and glycerol, the proteins into amino acids, these to be reassembled into the body, specific types of proteins or tissues as needed by the body for growth and repair. This is important that it secretes insulin, which is widely recognized as necessary for the utilization of sugar into the production of energy. The pancreas is an unusually sensitive organ, and its slightest impairment will alter the chemistry of the body, which may become subject to fluctuations of a particularly distressing character. This is a gland that must function perfectly, or the result is diabetes. It has been found that the heavy fat-consuming nations and the people of the world who suffer the most from diabetes. It also has been found that the synthetic corn sugar induces diabetes in test animals. The only specific need of the pancreas that is known, other than an ordinary healthy diet, is the mineral zinc, which seems to be much less than normal in this gland when there is diabetes present. To keep the pancreas in functioning, healthy condition, be sure to massage its reflex. It is in almost the same place as that of the kidneys and adrenals. It should get its proper share of stimulation when using the reflex massager, or any kind of reflexology this is referring to. But if there is diabetes, beware of the over-massaging of this particular spot at first. Watch the insulin intake, as it will stimulate the pancreas to produce insulin naturally, and it is possible you will not need to take as much because of this. One diabetic said that he had to cut down over half of his intake of insulin after the second treatment, and he had been taking it for over 20 years. So this is very important to understand, that our feet, which carries us, has almost exact what do you call that, like coincides with the body and all the organs internally, okay? So when you do the reflexology on the bottom of the feet, each one coincides with either the heart, the livers, the kidney, gallbladder, appendix, colon, and anything else in the body. This goes under the same category as when they do the needles, the acupuncture or anything like that, even massage therapy. It's very important to understand that our body gives us what we need, especially when it comes to things that are not functioning properly. If we're not cleansing out our bodies from the inside out, it's going to show up in signs, one of which would be diabetes. So I thought that was really important. This is kind of like a warning. This randomly showed up as I was just in the bathroom reading the book, and this one stood out to me the most. So the pancreas is very important, especially when it comes to insulin and all that, and the kind of sugars that you are taking in is very important as well, that they be natural and not synthetic or man-made. Okay, so hopefully this helps.